Do you make a commitment to get the most out of every conference experience? Or do you just show up and see what happens? After years of inconsistent results, both good and bad, I realized that having a positive result was as much about my choices as any of the external factors. Ultimately, the ability to engage in critical thinking has a huge bearing on whether a conference is seen as successful or just a waste of time. But critical thinking requires us to remember that a good result for me may look totally different than a good result for you. We each need to understand our own unique goals and objectives, determine the best method for achieving those goals, and then commit to converting our investment into a long-term result. It might sound complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Before arriving at a conference, preferably before you even sign up to attend, you should set an intention. It should answer the question, why are you here? My guess is if I caught you between sessions, you'd have an answer, even if you hadn't consciously thought about it beforehand. But wouldn't it be so much better to actually answer that question deliberately? I found it's helpful to start with a little root cause analysis, because if you aren't careful, you might be answering the wrong question. There's a classic story of a young child who asks his parent, "Where did I come from?" And so the parent begins this monologue about the birds and the bees, much to the astonishment of the child, at the conclusion of which the child says, "Wow, I can't wait to tell Tommy. His parents said he only comes from Denver." Obviously, they answered the wrong question. He meant where he was born, not how he was conceived. So critical thinking is tightly tied to whether or not we actually get value out of a conference. The trick is to take all of that information and transform it into usable, actionable knowledge instead of just a bunch of fabulous ideas and concepts. The key is to make conscious choices during all three stages of the conference: before, during, and after. Before. Invest time before the conference to set a specific goal and objective. During. Once you arrive, work your plan in a manner that's true to both you and your objective. After. And when it's over, establish a routine that will transform knowledge into action. So which are you going to do? Are you going to leave your conference investment to chance? Or are you going to maximize the experience? The choice is yours.